ability to become a creative, prosperous and healthy person has its roots in our early development. Indeed, every human achievement needs a strong foundation. This foundation starts in the womb and then continues after birth. Without a strong foundation, children fall behind and, in too many cases, never catch up. What is most important for children to thrive is an environment of care and support. It is here that the human brain is built. The developing architecture of the brain depends on healthy nutrition before and after birth, and it certainly depends on environments that keep a child safe. However, more than anything else, the development of a healthy brain depends on engaged, interactive relationships with sensitive parents and other caregivers. This process starts right at birth. Babies communicate, whether it's hunger, distress, or simply the need for connection. Sensitive caregivers respond. This builds the initial foundations on which all other brain development rests.
The human brain is an absolute marvel of engineering. Already at birth, there are billions of brain cells in a newborn's brain waiting to connect. And what we know is the only way these brain cells are going to connect with one another is through experiences with the world in which the baby inhabits. And it's primarily through interactions with caregivers that the brain develops and essentially makes us who we are. So eyes and faces looking at one another, babies learning to follow the gestures of their caregivers, and the sounds of language being communicated from mother to baby, from father to baby, is really what supports the early and critical development of the brain. And it's these early foundational interactions that essentially set the stage for all the development that follows thereafter.
The expressions, like actual pictures of people, there's certain parts of the brain that work harder, these colored parts, whereas when they see words of those expressions, there's different parts of the brain that work harder.
Developing a child is the best way to develop a nation, and investing early to support proper care and development of children is one of the best investments a society can make.
Based on the pioneering work of Nobel laureate James Heckman, along with the incredible work of global organizations such as UNICEF and Save the Children, we can say with certainty that every dollar spent improving every child's development will return 4 to 5 times the amount invested. Investing in programs that support children's early health and development is the goal of most governments around the world. However, it's one of the least implemented. So the situation is poorest in developing countries, where our precious children are not getting the attention and support that they need. There is no more precious asset in our world than our young children, and they deserve the attention and support as much in the developing countries as those in our developed countries.
Laos is one such example. Laos is one of the world's least developed countries. In rural villages where most of the population live, nearly 1 in 5 children still do not reach their 5th birthday. Children who do survive are often physically stunted and cognitively delayed due to poor nutrition and, critically, by a lack of stimulation needed to support early brain development. The challenges facing Lao families are often extreme and leave parents little time or energy to devote to their young children.
Our target at 400 grams is really the first 1,000 days of children's lives. The fact of the matter is that we have about 3 years to get it right with kids. And it's the stimulation that children are getting in the context of supportive, caregiving relationships where a lot of that basis for healthy development unfolds. So we've been working in a multidisciplinary fashion, partnering with early nutrition providers, working in the context of healthcare, local primary healthcare, and increasingly our effort is community-based capacity building around caregiving and supportive parenting practices, with the target being early development, in particular the developing brain. Although our energies at 400 grams are directed at supporting children's earliest development, we know for certain that anything we do now during those early years of development are going to have far-reaching effects on children's cognitive, emotional, and social development. And it's through, again, partnerships with local institutions, both in the government and non-governmental agencies, that we think we're going to be able to have a measurable impact on the early development of children in this country.
I think our strategy is really twofold. So first, it really starts with training Lao healthcare workers that really value the importance of early childhood care and development. And these healthcare workers, in turn, really support and counsel parents on the importance of early stimulation, play, and communication activities. The second part of that strategy is really partnering with villages to build childcare centers. There are very few resources that provide support for early childhood care, and that makes it really extremely difficult for parents to provide basic survival support and then also to meet the basic developmental needs of their children. These parent-run and also parent-staffed childcare cooperatives can really provide both expectant parents and then also very young children from ages 0 to 3 with resources for receiving critical nutritional support and also basic preventative health care within the context of a really cognitively, socially, and emotionally supportive environment.
เฮาคิดตลอดว่าอยากให้ลูกน่ะเฮาสิเฮ็ดแนวใดให้ลูกเฮาใหญ่ให้ลูกเฮาสมบูรณ์แบบให้ลูกเฮาฉลาดให้ลูกเฮาเป็นคนดีแม้ว่าเฮาบ่เป็นครูแต่เฮาสอนความดีให้ลูกเฮาได้เฮาสิบอกเขาเจ้าว่าถ้าเขาใหญ่มาเนาะเฮาต้องถามเขาว่าถ้าลูกใหญ่มานี่ลูกสิเป็นหยังเฮาเป็นแม่เฮาต้องให้ความรู้กับเขา
Science and now our own experience in Laos has clearly shown us that everyone's brain depends on the earliest inputs in life. It's in this way that 400 grams is contributing to the health and development of Laos' future generation.
To help children to reach their full potential, there is no time to waste. Any gains made during early childhood will leverage great improvements for each child, for their family, and for the wider society. These gains are far easier to achieve at an early age and much harder to recover if we wait. Early childhood is a period of real vulnerability, but also of great opportunity. Support for programs like 400 grams represent investments with strong, measurable returns. Help us to change the developmental trajectories of Laos' future generations.